peaceful people struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We're gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow, but never break. Our fathers came here, and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere, make no mistake. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass.
We love the open county of the Rupununi and the Essequibo, daytime or night. Though we may criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we need to keep it. We have that right.
We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass.
One morning the captain wake, he wake the boatman. The boatman wake, he wake the bowman. The bowman wake with the paddle in the hand. All I want is a long and strong. A long and strong is too much for me. Long and strong is eternity.
Captain, put me ashore. I don't want to go anymore. Eternity gone frighten me. Eternity gone drunken me. Eternity gone walk the belly. Eternity are too much for me. Eternity, 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 eternity.
Captain, put me ashore. I don't want to go anymore. Eternity gone frighten me. Eternity gone drowned me. Eternity gone walk me belly. Eternity gone too much for me. Eternity, 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 eternity.
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home.
She put a pot on she hair and gone. Them a the first one out on the dam. Basket on she head, bucket in each hand. Hold up on she frock, I wanna she grandson. To the market, them a go. For the morning, the day is dawning. Forgot a crow to give the villagers a warning. Rise and shine, the birds them a sing. All animal take turn as them join in the waking. Cock a crow, dog a bark, donkey bray, horse and they even duck a quack. Cock a crow, dog a bark, donkey bray, horse and they even duck a quack. Come and hear this sweet story that tell the people about life in the country. All day a back down, me now a come home. Inaga, jackass yard for fetchy load. Cockle shy hand, bag over shoulder, running by his side, a Rexy and Rover. From the farm, them a come. Sun a go down but up the river. Some washing clothes, some folks are bathing at the water. Fisherman, they catch them a bring. From a canoe boat, man, them start offloading. Aymara, Kwakwari, Hail Baka Kuma Kuma, even Lokonani. Aymara, Wakwari, Gale, Baka, Kuma, Kuma, even Banga Mary. Listen to this sweet story that tell the people about life in the country. Them children glad when the weekend come. Out in the yard, them all gather round. Some a play catcher, some making house from straw. Two who come later, a grandma or grandpa. All a sit down just a wait. Moonlight so bright, it's just the right time to listen story or to say a little nursery rhyme. Grandpa voice a echo in the night as he tell some picnic a there with fright. Oh, Ligan, Mungeza, Massa Kurma Nancy, even Watamuma. Oh, Ligan, Mungeza, Massa Kurma Nancy, even Watamuma. Yeah, man, that's the true story that tell the people about life in the country, life in the country.
You gon' vex, but I tell you, sometimes you just got to listen. There's a child in every home and every community. They will grow up to be symbols of unity. They'll be colorblind to race and ethnicity. That's the vision of a leader like President Irfan Ali. I'm talking about the one Guyana where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana to grow up in a land united and free with equality and blessed with prosperity. For too long we've been fighting one another. It's race against race, but in the end the country suffer. Oh, we were born here, not in India nor Africa. But if we can't get along, the foreigners gon' eat, we suffer. We must put an end to racism. Let it end now with this generation. Together we'll develop this nation. Make Guyana the gem of the Caribbean. Don't listen to them wicked politicians who will divide us to win an election. Believe it or not, Guyanese no smarter than that. Yeah, I told you, it's your boy Padmore. Unity is the key. We are all one and we should be treated as one.
Good morning everyone, and welcome down to another episode of Livewire. It is the 5th day of June 2024, and right off the bat, let me apologize. Prime Minister Mark Phillips will not be able to be here this morning as he had some other pressing issues that he had to attend to. So we are working with his public relations team to reschedule a date or to set a date where we can have Prime Minister Phillips here. That's how things go sometimes. Nevertheless, we'll move forward and do what we usually do here in the morning, right? So, but before I get into that, morning to all the persons on the live already. Happy to have you guys here. Despite our Prime Minister not here, we still here. And In the words of the Guyanese critic, we roll it. We roll it. Right? Ganesh Bharat, good morning to you from Queens, New York. Derek Drupal, Eddie Ramnath, good morning to you, joining us from Paramaribo. Ramnarain Singh from New York in the house. Joan Abidjan joining us from Canada. Alan Khan, morning to you. Sherry Ramdai, good morning to you. I think Sherry's joining us from France. Nadia, good morning to you. Aaron Raghubir, Eunice Raghubir, good morning to you. Ronald Martindale, Balwan Danraj, good morning to you. Leroy Mangal joining us from NYC. Anthony Wong joining us from France as well. Salome Suku, good morning to you, watching from Canada. Omar Sharif watching from NYC, good morning to you, brother. Gopi Siram, good morning to you, joining us from London. John Ragnart, good morning to you, joining us from Texas. Michael Sudio, Mazo Injan, Dioraj Nant. Chris, morning to you. Kamish Jaikaran joining us from NYC. Oh boy. Mr. Kurprasad, morning to you. No, you calling back. Just a second, please. I needed to confirm. Yes, guys, sorry about that, but I had to confirm some information. Before I get into it here with you, one of our viewers sent us a video, and what we do here is dispel misinformation. So that's what we're going to do today. And there's a sleight of hands happening right now to take people away from what the real issue is with Kadaki, but we can get into that too today as well, right? In the Paul Narain, Babita Sims, Camila Narain from Minnesota. Yumona, good morning to you, joining us from the Kumaka Mines area. Faisal Ghani, Malchan Prem Kumar, good morning to you. Jasoda Bodram, Serwin Siram, Lance Henry, Lola Hari, Kaichi Baldio, Pam and Trevor Singh, Nirmala Allen, Pushram Kishore, Dionan Suku, Veneram Karan, Reni Prasad, Miss Ishmael, morning to you. First name trip up there. Hanuman Prem Kumar, morning to you. Jamila Kayum, boy, Deshaun Abrams, morning to you. Bibi Kali Charan, good morning to you. Teresa, morning to you. Raji Maraj, Prem Prashad, Ru Garib, Mohammed Yusuf, Chitra Sukraj, Rahim Amarali, good morning to you. Philip Diabru, Rose, who else we got here? Dial Sukram, Savita Sukraj, Jean Cornelius, Rafi Khan, morning, 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 everybody. Jean, good morning to you. Maureen Razio, Stacey Ryan Samaru, morning to you. Philip Graves, Andy, good morning to you. Sally Jones, jeez. Carla Thomas, Leslie, Karen De Silva, Ali, Stephanie Council, hear me, Stephanie Council Nelson Moore, Councilor Stephanie Nelson Moore, RD Arjun, morning to you. Hope you get to work safely today. Nali Terrazzo. All right, so clearly the names a lot this morning, and we can skip a couple. Tracy Martindale, Roger Fong, Norman Aziz, Wendy Baldio, Romy Singh, morning to you. Tara O'Brien, morning, 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 morning. Good. But we done. So this morning, since the Prime Minister is not here, I had some stuff I wanted to deal with today, but I said I was going to push it to tomorrow because the PM was supposed to be here. But because he can't be here, we can deal with it today. Now, there is this effort to move away from what Kadaki Amsterdam has done and to focus on the term male Negro, right? There's an effort to move away from the laws that Kadaki Amsterdam would have offended and to focus on the term male Negro. So I want to go into some detail with you. I want us to sit and look at some video that will explain to us why Kadaki Amsterdam was arrested, why he will face the court, and most likely, based on what the law says, he most likely will be convicted of a cybercrime. Right? So, morning, y'all. Give me one share. Y'all give me one share. And let me move into it right away. So, we are going to look at some information from a credible, established, thank you, Dr. Richards, for the information, media house who has been around for years. They have star reporters coming from there. And let's look at this information here. Let's all understand the part of the Cybercrime Act that Kadaki would have violated.
Section 18(1) of the proposed cybercrime bill states, I quote, "A person commits an offense of sedition if the person, whether in or out of Guyana, publishes, transmits, or circulates by use of a computer a statement or words, either written or spoken, a text, video, image, sign, visible representation, or other thing that brings or attempts to bring into hatred or contempt, or excites or attempts to excite dissatisfaction towards the government established in by law," unquote.
Y'all understand? Anybody want me to start the video from the beginning again to understand what this report is presenting to us? The information that is contained in Section 18 of the Cybercrime Act. I think 18(1). You understand? 18(1). Let me go one more time from the top. So that everybody here, and I'm asking you guys, please, can we share the video so that persons who don't know can get some information? They can learn, they can understand about the laws of Guyana, how Guyana functions. Whilst I understand other territories have other laws and function in different ways. As I said yesterday, Guyana is a sovereign state. We have our own laws. Our laws have been implemented by various governments over the years. You understand? And this is what we're living by and going by. So let me start the video again. Please, people, share, listen keenly to what is being said.
Section 18(1) of the proposed cybercrime bill states, I quote, "A person commits an offense of sedition if the person, whether in or out of Guyana, publishes, transmits, or circulates by use of a computer a statement or words, either written or spoken, a text, video, image, sign, visible representation, or other thing that brings or attempts to bring into hatred or contempt, or excites or attempts to excite dissatisfaction towards the government established in by law."
You hear what the man say? Transmit or circulate. So it doesn't have to be you saying anything, but you can transmit or circulate stuff that could put you in some You understand me? Let me continue. With video ain't done.
Unquote. Infringements of that law may attract a sentence of 5 years imprisonment and a fine of $5 million. Many persons are of the opinion that this particular section infringes on the right to free speech, while others contend that this is a means by the government aims to dodge criticism.
Mind you, I know the Livewire people here, brains working. But for those who do not know, and for those who may have forgotten, this act, this law that is now being implemented, not now being implemented, that this law that is causing Mr. Amsterdam to have some trouble in his life was implemented by those people sitting there, this administration right there. So don't get it twisted. No, nobody in the front of the administration conceptualized the Cybercrime Act. These people did it here. The same people who crying foul now. You understand? Let me continue. Y'all listen carefully to the former minister. Please listen.
Criticisms by those opposed to the administration. During Friday's post-cabinet press briefing, State Minister Joseph Arman was asked about a section of the bill that is causing much astonishment.
In particular, where the government is concerned, it's about the security systems of the state. It's about espionage, it's about sabotage, it's about subversion, All of these are security issues which are important enough to the state. And that an attack which threatens any of these institutions, basically because it comes from a computer or from some internet facility, once that person can be traced, it actually constitutes an offense. So I believe that section that I believe it is now what is happening is that the debate or the conversation, it's taken this section out of the act and trying to discuss it on its own. We must understand that this section must be seen as part of the entire suite of measures that are being put in place under this bill that will eventually become an act.
The entire suite of measures. Y'all understand why Kadaki in the problem he's in? Y'all hear the former Minister of State, what he's saying? Y'all, you understand what's going on?
Minister Harman did not say whether the government is still open to consultations on this piece of legislation before it is debated.
And you heard that piece where the reporter said he doesn't know if the government is still open to consultation. These people didn't want to have much consultation on that. And they now sit in opposition where they belong and talk about government not consulting and doing a consultation on this and that. And look,
that are being put in place under this bill that will eventually become an act.
Minister Harman did not say whether the government is still open to consultations on this piece of legislation before it is debated in the House, but noted that cyber defense is a major concern now around the world and the government must take steps to ensure that it has a robust system in place.
You telling me Nigel Hughes in read this act, know this act, and know that Kadaki violate the act? Huh? You telling me that Nigel Hughes not smoke and mirrors in us, but male Negro and not nonsense? Nigel Hughes knows that Kadaki would have violated. This here is a new this video that I'm playing for the persons overseas. HGP TV is one of the long-standing media houses in Guyana. It is a media house that is associated with the infamous reporter Travis Chase, well known around the country. You understand me? So this is as persons would say, this video came from a credible source. You understand where I'm coming from? This video come from a credible source. I ain't make it up. This video, this news report was part of a news broadcast. You understand? This is the former Minister of State defending the APNU AFC Cybercrime Bill Act. You trying to tell me Nigel Hughes, based on the information that is in that act, in know that Kadaki violate by circulating or transmitting something of that nature? Who are they bluffing? Who are they bluffing? Let me continue.
I can say to you also that at the level of national security, that at a
and persons, please remember, national security is very important. All these persons were former GDF and police and this and that. National security, very important. So these people would have taken national security into consideration when they decided to formulate this bill or act or what. It's law now. It's law now. Voted in by the thing. Law now. You understand? So please don't forget Nigel Hughes' wife, Cathy Hughes, was part of this administration. She would have had some part to play in either voting for this bill to pass, having some say in it being tabled in Parliament. You mean to tell me she didn't run it by her learned husband? Honey, what do you think about this? What do you think about the Cyber Crimes Act? I mean, she sound little like she come from England. So I'm wondering, the Minister Cathy Hughes, Minister of Telecommunication at the time, when you heard about the Cybercrime Act, you didn't run it by your learned husband? so he could advise you on whether to support it or not, and probably you could change this, and you understand? No, you just jump and vote it into whoever. But let me get back to national security. You understand me? National security. So y'all, please do not let Nigel use fool you and try to distract you about male Negro and male Negro and male Negro. Ipadagy, since Granger days, could have changed that. They could have taken some of the money that the government was giving them and changed that. They could have taken some of the money that they were getting and change, or lobby, I should say, not change it, because Ipadagy can't go and change that kind of wording and that thing like that. Just so. But my point is, Ipadagy could have taken some of the money that they were given and not pay them hefty rental and wage bills and lobby for the government to cheat. The government, the Afro-Guyanese, pro-Afro-Guyanese government at the time, as according to what the opposition says, could have lobbied for the government to change the use of male Negro by the Guyana police force. Did they do that 2015 to 2020? No. 2020 to 2024, have you heard before Kadaki's arrest? Have you ever heard before Kadaki's arrest Ipadagy saying anything about changing male Negro to anything else? Not a bloody word. Not a word. So now to distract you from what Kadaki has done. Oh God, the police calling Afro-Guyanese male Negro. What we gonna do? Foolishness. Foolishness. You understand? And people not going to be distracted that easy. But let me continue with this video.
It has a robust system in place.
I can say to you also that at the level of national security, that at a meeting of the National Security Committee, that we discussed the issue of cybersecurity and the ability of the state agencies to defend itself against a cyber attack.
When the bill goes to the House, the minister said he is confident that the debate will be robust. Mr. Harman pointed out that work is actively going on at the level of the state to bring the bill up to speed.
But the bill itself, the measures in the bill are meant to basically strengthen our ability to defend ourselves against a cyber attack.
An international media watchdog group has elevated Guyana on the World Press Freedom Index while raising concerns about the negative impact the cybercrime bill will have on whistleblowers and the media. Guyana has...
I see somebody asking whether the Kadaki show was live. Yes, it was live. And as I said yesterday, the video was deleted. So if you did nothing wrong, if you did not transmit or circulate anything wrong, why would you delete the video? You didn't do nothing. Thank God we got it still. Thank God we got it still. You understand me? So I wanted to play that for y'all this morning because last night, just before I slept, and I suffer from insomnia, so I'm usually up very late in the night. I just can't fall asleep. And, you know, I said I need to probably start paying more attention to these opposition programs. But I kid you not, I can't go past 10 minutes listening to it. So last night, I'm lying in bed and I'm flicking the TV through YouTube. And I said, man, let me see what Mark Benchcup talking about. And Mark Benchcup had a photo of the Prime Minister, and he had Guyanese Negro and a photo of himself, and he got African Guyanese under it. Mark Benchcup, which day you could stand in the shoes, put aside his achievement as getting to the point of Prime Minister, people actually voting for him and the party he represents, you understand, to elevate him to the office of Prime Minister. Put that aside. Don't let me look at the accomplishment, Mark. Which day you could step into the shoes of the retired brigadier of the Guyana Defense Force, Mark Benchcup? Which day? What have you done? What are your achievements in comparison to the former head of the Guyana Defense Force? And that's the kind of disrespect that I don't understand how Mark feels he has this leeway to dish out. A thin line to dish out at. I got WhatsApp watching these comments. This threw me off. Right? Dish out that kind of disrespect to the Prime Minister. I sat there, not sat, but laid there flipping through because, like I said, I can't listen to it in its entirety. So I have to skip through. Listening to Mark claim on that show for the 23 years of the PPP's administration being in charge here is only now they're giving out house lot. They used to give out house lot before. Oh my goodness. At that point, I turned it off. I said, this banner, bare face. Guyana has never seen a more robust housing program than under a PPP administration. When the president was the minister of housing, is them open diamond housing scheme. I think the biggest housing, Amelia's Ward is the biggest housing scheme in Guyana, and I think the Caribbean. But Diamond just behind it. Look, it's sad that Mark feels he could perpetuate these things and nobody is not going to fact check him or anything. And that is where this whole male Negro thing came in. So the argument again is male Negro, not the breach of the law. Not the breach of the law. Mark is not going to tell his viewers that this is a law that the coalition government put in place. He's not going to tell his people that the police aren't doing anything extra based on the law the person would have violated. And now they are doing what they do, enforcing the law. Nobody is doing anything weird. You understand me? Anyway, I'm glad I could play that video for y'all. Somebody was asking me to post it to my Facebook. I will, so that y'all can share it with Mark and Sherrod, so they can understand. Even Tricky Ricky, share it with them so they can understand why Kadaki is in the problem he's in, and probably if they want more clarity, they can go to former Minister Harmon for further clarification on why Mr. Kadaki Amsterdam seems to be up Schitt's Creek and not Schitt's Creek without a paddle. You understand? That's what they could do. Or send them over on my page and look at the video. Good. Next video. Now we run into Linden. We run into Linden. One of my viewers from Linden sent me this this video here. For some reason, Mr. Retty Myers has blocked me. I've never mentioned him before, but he's blocked me. I don't know why. But I have to address this because, again, the barefacedness of the misinformation of these people behooves me. I mean, everybody does lie, but oh God, you're lying. You're not even taking a little time to think about the lie, to come up with something that go withstand a little scrutiny in a man. But let me jump over to Retty. So this video was sent to me by one of the viewers, and I didn't make it through the entire video. I was just listening to the front part of it, and gosh, I want to remind y'all about a couple of things as we go through this video.
Brother, you've been asking me some questions, and I responded in a manner that didn't allow my face to be seen, etc. I'm going to go over those questions. You're asking me about the question of Linden and what's my opinion about the 58th anniversary celebrations.
Listen, before I continue, just let me let y'all know. Some of these people just old and bitter, you know. You hear what I'm telling y'all? Old and bitter. In their heyday, they didn't do anything to shape these places that they're talking about. When they had a perfect opportunity, executive control, they did nothing. Who's this guy? Who's this guy? These people, Sharma Solomon can't show you one proper accomplishment in Linden. They run none of them. When they had the power, they had Granger support, they had Harmon, they had George North, you had everybody, and y'all couldn't do nothing up there. And then this person will actually take the social media and post a video talking this bunkum. Let me listen.
That were recently held. My first opinion was that it was very disrespectful to the people of Linden to have excluded the councillors and to have a full ceremony and series of activities up there.
So the first issue he has, it was disrespectful to the community of Linden to exclude the councillors, right? It wasn't disrespectful to the community of Linden to not do community roads, not have a functioning council, not have a proper dump site, have an overgrown cemetery. It wasn't disrespect to them what the council doing. But you know the government disrespectful. Now, I would like to know what information that this guy has that the government did not reach out to the council to take part in these activities. I'd really like to know. And I'm betting you he doesn't have that information. And I'm putting to you that even if the council was contacted, being the people that they are, they still won't take part because they would not want Lindeners to come out in their numbers and support an activity that they couldn't even conceptualize to bring to Linden. A national event to create history in Linden. You understand? Instead of bringing independence, they take mash, wind up time. That is what they wanted for Linden. Not to create a place in history for Linden. Right? When Lindeners were having labor issues with the bauxite companies and whoever else they were working with, they had to bring their tail to town. You know why? Because the farm administration didn't see it fit to have a labor office in Linden to address labor issues, knowing fully well most Lindeners are engaged in either forestry, mining, agriculture, or bauxite mining, farmer mining. You understand me? Or processing, I should say. Both sides. Well, whoever, don't let me call no company name, but they work with the bauxite company in that region. But he know it's disrespectful to them because the council is involved. The council's a waste. Look who you got on it. Sharma Solomon, Ratbat Vanessa Kassoon, that tall idiot that they calling a deputy mayor. What's wrong? What's wrong with these people?
Don't involving the council, which is an integral part of the governance structure of Region 10.
The same governance structure that him being cleaning the drains that make Linden flood out and trying to throw it on the back of the government. They're just like Alfred Mentor, and he worries in tongue here, doing a bunch of, not even a bunch of foolishness, because to do a bunch of foolishness, you actually got to do something. But these idiots sitting there doing literally nothing, and trying to place blame on the government. Look, they telling for why Alfred Mentor don't resign. Wait with a tip for you to get staff to break that thing down. You're lucky nobody in die. That's what I say to you, Alfred. You're lucky nobody in die.
Apart from the behavior of the government regarding the celebrations, I think it's high time that this government or any other government pays serious attention to the needs of the Lindeners in a meaningful way.
You hear this, Wretch? He think it's high time government pay attention to the needs of Lindens in a serious way. By what? Ensuring that they have good housing, that they're not squatting, ensuring that they got good roads to drive on, ensuring that they got employment, they got money to go and shop in the market, you wretch. You could imagine close down the call center, tell young people it's not their job to find jobs for people. And this wretch out here talking foolishness, part-time jobs, open back the call center, young professional homes, regularized squatters, new persons just a week and a half ago. 115% signed sales agreement for the property in Linden. People get steel and cement subsidy. When they were getting that before, Mr. Rettimeyer, and you got the first name of an idiot, Aubrey Rettimeyer. Probably that's why you're so stupid. It gotta be. It has to be. Because I can't understand how you can make a statement like that. Lindeners are having a new Wismar Mackenzie Bridge. They're getting 2 state-of-the-art sporting facilities in there. They're getting the asphaltic surface that will make its way all the way to Lethem, connecting with Brazil. That will open up so much more opportunities for the community of Linden. Persons, if you don't know, it is faster for these Brazilians to drive a container truck from landlocked parts of Brazil, not even stopping at Linden if they build a port there. And that's the opportunity that could derive from it. Currently, in certain landlocked parts of Brazil, it is faster for them to take wherever they want export and drive it all the way to Georgetown and ship it through Georgetown than to drive to the coast of Brazil itself. You can imagine if the road actually finished, what that would do for Linden. You can imagine if they open a port in Linden. So they ain't even got to drive to town. You just come into Linden, throw you container on a ship, the ship gone up the Demerara out to wherever it got to go. You can imagine what it does for the community of Linden, jobs, economic activity. Y'all for real? Retty? Are you for real?
Firstly, there was a nursing school which was run out of Linden that produced some extremely competent and brilliant students in the nursing program. As soon as the PPP got into office, they closed down that program.
Blasted liar. You hear me? Blasted liar. And this is what upset me when the lady sent me the video, because I know better. Look at this here. Let me show you this man is a liar. Oh my God. These people are barefaced. Come, computer, don't stick on me now. Let me show you all this here. Let me show you all this here. The lies is the lies to me, right? State-of-the-art simulation lab for Linden Nursing School. I don't know any other Linden in Guyana, right? Linden. Date, April 6, 2024. Please, people, please, y'all take whatever you get from the opposition with a grain of salt. Not even a grain, a friggin' pot spoon, because they're ridiculous. Now, let me scroll down here. Y'all could go and read the article. You get the name of the article. You get the date, chronicle. Now, let me show you this photo here. This is, in this photo, I don't know if this is Dr. Harris in the front here. I don't know. But we have the Minister of Health. The gentleman in the long sleeve shirt, Jack, the Pete shirt, Jack, that's the Regional Executive Officer for Linden. And these people here standing around, teachers and nurses at the Charles Rosa Nursing School. So which nursing school is he talking about? Which nursing school is he talking about? And this is when they receive new mannequins for them to do their practical on. Right? So you've seen it here. You've seen it here. That is how barefaced, and this is a recent video that guy made if he talking about independence celebration, that they closed down the Charles Rosenor School. The one you have in your yard, sir? Did they close the Charles Rosenor School that you have in your yard? Probably that's the one you're talking about, because I don't know. I don't know which nursing school you're talking about. Currently, if all of you on this live here get in your vehicle, jump on a plane and come to Guyana, drive to Linden, and you go there, you'll find midwives doing their courses right now. You'll go and find midwives there doing their courses right now. And the wonderful thing about it is that this administration came in and they brought in a hybrid system so that more persons could benefit. You have to come from wherever to go to Charles Rosa. You could learn online, come in, do your practical, and it's easier for everybody. You understand? But the opposition to implement something like that, they're going to send an idiot like Mr. Retty Meyer to lie to people about Charles Rosa School closed down. Ario, Dwight John, and mind you, again, y'all remember yesterday a guy called and said, the Ario, this is the guy he's talking about. This gentleman here in the pitch. Yesterday when the guy called on the program and said, the Ario, you know what he doing and this and that. And I said, sir, could you give me an example? No, I can't give it to you live here. No, I can't do it live. But after, up to now, I haven't received a message, a call, or any information to back up what he's trying to say about the REO. Not a message, not a call, not a nothing. Right? So back to the photo that we're watching here. Let me zoom it in a little bit. I want y'all to see good. I want y'all to see good. Why you zoom in by? It zoom? No. Why not here? Oh, yeah. Here we go. It's a little time. But what you're looking at here, people, is REO Dwight John and students of the Charles Rosa Nursing School in the Charles Rosa Nursing School in 2024. What nonsense are we Retty Meyer talking? What nonsense this man talking? Charles Rosa Nursing School closed down. Where are these people? Where did they, sir? Where did they? Oh, Jesus. I tell you, listen.
I would insist that the PNC, once they get back in office, they should ensure, or any shared governance, they should ensure that that program is restored and it's actually expanded.
Y'all see why I talk about Kool-Aid and the fact that persons not drinking Kool-Aid anymore? They're sniffing it raw out the pack. He wants the PNC, if they get back into power or shared governance, to restart a program that is running, people. The program running, I just show you the program. 2020 April, the people get a set of new mannequins. If you read the story, the mannequins is like them fancy one. It got pulse and it show like vital signs so that you understand me, fancy thing. This government expand the program because that program mainly catered, or 99% of the persons attending there were only from Linden. Now, other persons from other regions have an opportunity to go there as well. Is that not expanding it, sir? Bringing in an online aspect. Is that not expanding it to more persons? How are you asking people to do what is already done? That's the ignorance of these people. All taxpayers' money does go towards the school. Not just Linden people. Not rates and taxes in Linden alone keeps the Charles Rosa School functioning. Taxpayers' money from across the country goes into it. Health budget, Charles Rosa Nursing School. You understand? So why Region 10 should dominate the why shouldn't there be an equitable distribution of persons being able to enroll there? And mind you, you're shocking out Region 10 people, but you're giving Guyanese who want to learn nursing at that premier learning facility an opportunity as well. Does this gentleman know that Linden is overstaffed with nurses and nursing assistants? Mainly because mostly Lindeners were flocking the school. Or the what's called it? The student population were made up of 95% Lindeners. No persons from other regions have an opportunity to go there and learn. What's the issue? What happened? Where these guys get this information from? You asking the opposition to come in and do what the government don't do already. Madness is this. Madness.
Because we had students there who performed well in Linden and in other institutions of learning, in nursing, in the nursing programs or medical programs as a whole. Another thing I would do for Linden is to ensure that they are able to produce enough food to feed themselves. The agricultural program.
Hear this wretch. Let me hear the agricultural program.
Linden should be expanded. There's no reason why people who have got the inclination and the capacity should not be given the resources.
Oh, God. Mr. Retimayo, who established Westwood Tuco and the farming area there, sir? Under which administration, sir? Under which administration the Nari Extension Office in Linden was established? This vagabond, and that's the. Let me just play it. Just
I believe the people of Linden can do better in farming and agriculture, and this is not just merely Linden. You can talk about going up the Demerara River, where people can be encouraged and supported in the farming activities so that they can feed and sustain themselves.
So the Ministry of Agriculture distributing black giant chicken, black belly sheep, seeds, extension officers and that kind of thing going out there. Oh, look.
For too long, we've been spending an enormous amount of money on sugar and rice, period. That is not good enough to satisfy the conditions of the people of Linden. They are citizens of this country and they need as fair a shake like anybody else. And the third thing I do for the Lindeners would be to put a campus at Linden. When the PPP had seen that there were about 85 or 86 students from the quarantine area that were traveling from the quarantine to the University of Vienna in Turkey, they did put a campus.
Now, people, we've already established that Mr. Retimai is a blasted liar, right? We already established that Mr. Retimaya is a nasty, dirty, blasted liar based on what we have looked at so far. You understand? Now, this gentleman is claiming that on the grounds of 86 students, the government opened a whole campus. Y'all ever see how much students has been in a UG class? Think about it. Have you ever seen how many students are in a UG classroom? Or have you ever been to one of them lecture halls to see like how many students go to a lecture? So based on what he's saying there, each course or each class could have more than 10 people in there. You understand? Gosh, let me see if this girl could tell me the population of the teen campus right now. I can get that for y'all tomorrow. Now, whilst it might be a good idea to open a university or a branch of the University of Guyana in Linden, one must look at attendance. Is it plausible? Is it reasonable? Is the attendance not much to open one? Some of us may think that it is, but we gotta look at the numbers. You can just open a university and you don't have enough people to fill it. But that's the kind of logic you get from people like this, right? Mind you, Retimaya here, according to what I see in the comments, may have been the head of SARO or SOKU or something, some stupidness. One of them agencies that never did anything, never fulfilled its mandate. This idiot getting paid under false pretense. You understand? Me in here, SARA or SOKU, do any recover anything or major crime, serious organized crime, not bare stupidness. Now he coming to talk to us about opening UG and Linden. Why did you go to Grage and tell him that? Why you Devin Sears, Stupid Sharma, Ratbat, Vanessa Kisoon, the Boomerang. Is what the chairman name again? Oh my gosh. That's how irrelevant the chairman is in Linden there. Can't even. Oh gosh, bye. What's this guy's name? Dion something. Somebody from Linden help with the name of the chairman. None of these people went to David Granger or any of the ministers of education and brought such a proposal. Deron Adams, idiot. Thank you, Robert. Idiot. Deron Adams, Vanessa Kisoon, Devin Sear, Sharma Solomon, even Jarman Figueroa. None of them went to Grage and said open a university in Linden. And again, I always tell y'all, it is out of office when we get all these lofty ideas from these opposition affiliates. All the lofty ideas, like Jarman Figueroa, Mr. President, we want to know we're going to get equipment and we're going to get this. Hold up, brother. Y'all can even build the ground or you coming to tell people what to do and when to do it and them kind of thing. Relax yourself. Allow we let we do it thing. Allow us let us develop Linden. Allow us. Retimaya is a waste. Deputy head of SARO. State Asset Recovery Unit. Where they recover? What assets? What assets? Somebody need to look into that. What assets were actually recovered under this unit? I think Elson Lowe, you see what's happening when you align with Elson Lowe? You become a complete idiot. Retimaya was in the same environment with Elson. I feel Elson Lowe corrupting the whole PNC. The level of stupidity that Elson Lowe has exhibited has to be contagious. He can't keep them himself. Anybody go next to Elson Lowe, stupid automatically. You understand what I'm trying to tell y'all? Elson Lowe, when you hang around him, your mental faculties decrease automatically. The stupidity contagious.
So built a campus at Teen on the court. I think 2 or 3 years ago, the numbers of students that I understood were traveling from Linden were about 200 and more students to do a 4-year degree program at the University of Guyana. When I calculated then,
mind you, right? We're looking at persons traveling from first is a quarantine, and we're looking at Linden. Let me see if I could Google how many miles between Georgetown and the quarantine, and how many miles between Linden and Georgetown. And let me see if there's a big difference. You understand me? Darn, wait, let me see. Let me try it here. Let me see. How many miles between Quarantine, Guyana and Georgetown, the capital city? Yeah, Google put it in quarantine instead of quarantine. See, the shortest distance. No, that's not it. I can get that for y'all tomorrow. But realistically, traveling from the quarantine to UG and traveling from Linden to UG, two completely different things. In an hour, you could make it from Linden to town, to UG in town. Look with the quarantine, the quarantine is over the bridge. Could somebody, yeah, the quarantine's supposed to be over the bridge. Yeah, region 6. So imagine it takes you more time to drive from town to the bridge at region 5, region 6 on there. It takes you more time to drive from Georgetown to region 5 just to reach the bridge, to cross it, to then continue to the quarantine. You understand me? That's the logic these people is employed. And how they try to bring race into everything to make people feel, well, oh, because that area may have more Indians, that's why they put the campus there. But realistically, the distance, they cannot be compared. You could go back and forth. Linden in, let me say, 3 hours. Drive to town and then turn around back and drive to Linden. Back. That is about the time it can take you to get from quarantine, and you're probably still on the East Coast coming to reach. Sir, if you don't understand. Jesus. Look, some of these things.
The cost for transportation alone for 4 years per student exceeded $1 million. So if you had a bright child in Linden, and they could attend the University of Guyana, apart from the money they have to pay for tuition and fees, they have to find an additional $1 million to travel. That nonsense should stop.
So how many people on the quarantine was paying? It's I think it's 1,500 now. I can't remember. I don't know. I haven't taken public transportation to Linden in a long while. Somebody told me the fears raised. Right? So Keith Adams is telling us it's 109 miles from Georgetown to Skeldon. No, I want Skeldon. I want quarantine. Oh, jeez. I didn't know up there too well, so I don't know if... Here, I can do my own research in relation to that and get those numbers to you. You understand me? I can do my own research to show you the distance from Linden to the University of Guyana, and then the distance from quarantine, a random place in quarantine, to the University of Guyana, and I'll also get the costing for travel. So even if the Lindeners were spending $1 million a person, people in the quarantine were spending more. So wouldn't it make more sense to alleviate the stress of the higher number? I don't know. Skeldon is quarantine. Okay, thank you. I don't know the area up there well. Thank you, Malchan. Y'all understand? You understand what's showing you, right? Anybody could quickly tell me the distance from 64 miles from Mackenzie to Georgetown. So 64 miles against 109 miles. And this idiot trying to make a point. Thank you, Dale Henry. You understand what I'm showing you? He is trying to make a point of distance, transportation money. 64 miles compared to 109 miles. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. You're real? Are you for real? And that is why I want to know if they take time to assess these things that they're putting out to people. From Skeldon to Georgetown, somebody is saying the fare from Skeldon quarantine to Georgetown is $5,000. This wretch. So based on your calculation, how much these people in quarantine spending? If they and there's one way, or Eddie, that's one way or going and coming. 5,000 going and coming. I think people paid 2,500 just to reach my Coney. Let me find out. I think so. People paying 2,500 just to reach my Coney, and this idiot here talking nonsense. Let me find out. Hold on. Y'all give me a second. Thank you, Leslie Mangle. Now imagine if they didn't have the bridge at the quarantine. How much do you pay to go from Georgetown to Maiconi? Thank you. So $1,000, people, takes you from Georgetown to Maiconi. And you didn't even reach the end of region 5 yet. From Georgetown to Maiconi alone. Right? From Georgetown to Maiconi alone. That's to show you how these people uncaring, not sensible, and will come and tell you anything to probably pull at your heartstrings. Look at that, 5,000 one way from quarantine to town, and you talking about $1,000 or $1,500 that Lindeners will have to pay. Who is in need of help more, sir?
I would make it abundantly clear that Linden will have a campus that we can absorb students from region 10 on the whole, including Kokwani and the nearby environs. I would insist that any other government formed, these demands must be met. It's high time that we...
Anyway, look, I done with this banner, right? My intention here this morning is to continue to show you the tricks of certain groups in this country, right? The PPP did not bring about any cybercrime law or act or anything of the sort. The same persons who are crying foul are the persons who conceptualized, did not consult, and voted it into law. Right? Reason for my first video. I was very upset about the Charles Rosa thing. That's why I went and looked for the article. If you see people like Carl this morning, Orly calling them, because I want to make sure that I don't say it open and it closed. Because I know it open. But I wanted to confirm. So I had to call several people just to confirm that the place open there. And they got people there right now studying. Folks, this administration has been pushing to take Guyana to unparalleled levels. The kind of development that we have seen, infrastructure, healthcare, education, what would you call this? In terms of readying our armed forces to deal with any defenders in relation to any threats that may arise in a modern fashion. Now, when I say modern, not an asinine drone. You understand what I mean? Not an asinine drone, but real equipment that they can use to defend this country. That's what this government has been doing. Finding jobs, costs of living, increasing costs of living initiatives, or to stymie the increasing cost of living. Several initiatives implemented. None of these things were in place under the former administration. And the problems start under them. COVID hit we under them. You understand? And all the... Look, y'all have a good day. Let me stop. Because I'm going oh my God. Y'all have a good day. Again, whatever you hear from the opposition, you take it with a pot spoon of salt. Take it with a pot spoon of salt. Most likely the bullshit in you. Most likely the bullshit in you. Right? But I'll keep coming here. Y'all keep sending me the videos because trust me, I don't have the patience to look at them. But if you see them and y'all send them to me, I'm going to look at them and we can deal with them right here. Because all the information is online to debunk the foolishness coming from the opposition. And thank God we have enough Guyanese that remember their last tenure. You understand? You see that? Anyway, thanks, Raymond. I see you coming. We will continue to come here and debunk the nonsense. This is what we do here on the Livewire. Debunk foolishness and ensure that people have a clear understanding of what's happening in and around Guyana. That's our only goal here. You understand? And as a Guyanese, I feel like I have that right that I can speak on these topics. So y'all have a great day. Y'all be good Guyanese out there wherever you are around the world. And I'll see you here tomorrow. Again, my apologies. Prime Minister could not be here this morning, but we will work on getting him here as soon as possible. As soon as possible, to give you, an update on what's been happening under his purview, things that fall under his purview, right? I'm about to take my leave, and as I usually say to you guys before I go, it's all about peace, it's all about love, it's all about one Guyana.
Where racial prejudice no longer exists, our children will have one Guyana, to grow up in a land united and free with equality and blessed with prosperity. It's a message I just want you to understand. Stop and think for a minute. Really think for a minute. If we can't fix the present, then we should work on the future.